Well, hello again. Welcome to another very delayed episode of Coffee Time General. And today I'm drinking White Star coffee, so you don't have to. And this coffee that I'm drinking today just so happens to be from Nemba in Burundi, which is really close to the border with Rwanda. So really nice Central African coffee we got going on today. I bought this coffee back in November and it took a while getting here because of postage and whatnot, so I didn't get it until around a week or two into November. Roast date is the 19th of October. Not too much of an issue. It went straight into the freezer, and the first time I opened it up was actually on the 29th of December, and I made a bunch of it for going on a hike with the lads. However, the lads were not massive fans of filter coffee, and I didn't really have a good stomach that day, so I didn't really get to play around with it too much in terms of like how I did or how I didn't do. So today is going to be a bit more of a kind of like focused, dialed in kind of testing and a bit more of a kind of review with it and just, like how we get on. So without much further ado and without much waffle, we're just going to get straight stuck into it. So what that means is, first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our handy dandy little notebook and we're going to open up on a page and we're going to write in our recipe and our method, because that is the only way that you're going to improve at this, is by writing down exactly what you're doing. So what I do is I write down the location, the date it's roasted, what I did with it, like if I froze it or not, where it's from, company that makes it, and most importantly the date that I opened it, and the date that I'm brewing the coffee as well, because these are handy dandy little things to note, because then when you start doing other coffees in the future, you can refer back to your little notebook and be like, this thing is this old and I opened it, was open for this long, and so you can kind of get a little bit of a guide of what to do, and of course what appeals to your taste palette. So yeah, let's just get straight stuck into it and just start grinding up some coffee beans and start making some coffee. Let's make coffee. So method today, we're going to be using paper filters, plastic V60, glass carafe. We have our kettle heated to 88 degrees Celsius. Sticking with the usual principle of not rinsing your paper into your carafe because you don't want to taint your carafe. We're going to rinse our paper into our cup, and then what we're going to do is we're going to heat up our carafe, and then we're going to recycle the water and we're going to put it into our cup so it keeps the thermal mass. Good job. Cool. Coffee in. Smells absolutely fantastic. Level that out. You're going to dig a nice little nest on the inside because we want to make it nice and easy for us to saturate the entire bed. Be very careful of this. It's very easy to hit it. And the recipe that I'm using today is from my brew notebook. Yeah, I'll put a link to it in the description down below. Let's get stuck in. That is a lovely flat bed. That looks quite nice and it smells really good too. So let's have a taste. I have to say, looks very good. Smells pretty good. Drawdown didn't take too long towards the end. My brew technique, the recipe I think is it's a good recipe, but my technique is also pretty bad. Gotta cleanse the palate. Cheers. Ooh. That's an interesting coffee. So I was advised actually to increase the amount of clicks that I'm using my V60s. I have to say, these aren't bad results. I was having massive issues with drawdown towards the end and I found it very easy to clog up my papers. But then again, I was grinding the coffee at like 17, 18 clicks. It might have been an issue. But this is tasty. This is a tasty coffee. I bought this bag of coffee for £14 sterling, which would work out to be about €16.50 or maybe about $17. And I have to say, you're getting a fair bit of coffee for your money here. Again, as you've seen, my V60 skills are not to be what is it? Desired. This is actually quite good. This is really nice. There is a lot of juiciness to it. There's a fair bit of sweetness there. There's not a massive amount of bitterness there. It's not a light roast. You're not getting a lot of sourness in it, which is quite nice. And as it's cooling down like that juiciness, you're kind of getting like that grapefruit that's on the label. You're getting that coming through. I probably wouldn't have been able to nail down grapefruit as a tasting note, but this is quite juicy. This probably make a nice cold brew. Probably make a really nice cold brew, which is a shame because you usually use cold brew. You'll use an older coffee for it, like one that's been a bit staler and left out a little bit longer. Like it's more of a kind of a cost effective sort of thing. I don't really know people that do it as you know, I'm gonna buy the best of the coffee and then just stick it in cold brew. It's like, what are you doing? This is a smashing coffee. This is a very, very nice coffee. This has been a very nice kind of a experience. Pomegranate. Yeah, now I remember why I bought it. Does this taste better than the one that I made for the lads when we went out hiking? I think it does, a little bit better, because again, I woke up that day for hiking at about 6 in the morning, and I made like 4 heckin' 2.5 cup batches of this stuff, and just stuck it in my growler. That was the first time I was using it. With this one, I feel like I knew a little bit more what I wanted to do, so I wasn't going into it 100% blind, but I'm still playing around with it, but that's pleasant. Anyway guys, thank you for stopping by. And as always, if I've made a mistake, which I usually do, put it down in the comments. If there's an international roaster you think is interesting and you want me to try them out, put them in the comments. If you would like me to drink some cheap little alley store-bought coffee, put it in the comments. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next one.